This week, 2 championships were decided. One on NXT, one in Lucha Underground. One was between 2 competitors. One started with 7, ended with 3. How'd that work? Well, you just have to listen and find out on the midweek wrap-up.
Yeah, we had a bunch of things change on Lucha Underground, but we're talking about NXT first. And speaking of championships, we actually opened up with the North American champion, Adam Cole,
baby,
defeating Sean Maluta. He was then called out by Ricochet. We had a whole situation here where Ricochet called him a coward. He's like, you know what, I don't have to defend my title against you. He started walking away. Ricochet called him a coward again. That brought him back. And it with Roderick Strong and Kyle O'Reilly, and just when they thought they had the numbers advantage, War Raiders came up behind Undisputed Era. Undisputed Era was quickly changed trajectory and decided to jump into the crowd and be like, nope, we're going to take this way. But before they could get too far, from around the corner, Mustache Mountain attacked them, running them off. So it looks like
a wild mustache appeared.
A wild mustache. So yeah, we got Ricochet challenging Adam Cole. We have both War Raiders and Mustache Mountain gunning for Roddy and Kyle. So it's looking a little rough for the Undisputed Era right now. I hope Bobby's knee is better soon because they're going to need some numbers. Then we had the contract signing between Shayna Baszler and Kairi Sane for the Women's Championship match at NXT TakeOver Brooklyn 4. A lot of Shayna pretty much telling Kairi that she hasn't done anything since the Mae Young Classic, and Kairi Sane continuously, emphatically saying that she will beat Shayna at NXT TakeOver Brooklyn.
Yeah, because she's beaten her before.
Yeah, she beat her in the Mae Young Classic, she'll beat her again. So, will that happen? We don't know. But also during the contract signing, Shayna said a lot of things about other women on the NXT roster. Shayna don't give a fuck. Next week, we're going to have EC3 versus Kona Reeves after that awkward hallway meeting they had last week. We had Lacey Evans defeat Tanilla Price. It's quite a name there. Did you know that Bianca Belair is undefeated?
Undefeated.
Inagata-Davida. Did you know that?
All of those things.
Did you know specifically that Bianca Belair is undefeated?
Yes.
How'd you know?
I was aware.
How'd you know?
Well, because she hasn't lost yet.
Ah.
Unless you count the Mae Young Classic. Because she didn't win the Mae Young Classic.
I do.
So she has lost before.
But I hadn't paid enough attention. So when she told us and that new interviewer, who I have no idea who the hell that is, that she was undefeated about 700 times in the span of 45 seconds. Yeah, she's injured, but she's undefeated. So she's gonna go. She's gonna come back.
It's like Forrest Gump when you say that. Undefeated, Jenny. Yeah, she's gonna come back and get what she deserves because she's undefeated. And then moving on. And Tommaso Ciampa defeated Aleister Black, pseudo with the help of Johnny Gargano. Unintentional help, because Johnny was very emphatic that Ciampa shouldn't win the NXT title. Yeah, it's emphatic enough that he came into the ring and super kicked Tommaso.
Yeah. Then tried to take the title away from Tommaso, who was trying to use it to bash Aleister in the head with. And then, inadvertently, Tommaso let go, and Johnny inadvertently bashed Aleister in the head with the title, allowing for Ciampa to hit, like, fucking, I don't even know what that is. Like the Pepsi Plunge, except not off the top.
Cosmic Doom.
Whatever it was.
No, I don't know. It's the Implant Buster.
Implant what? Yeah, it's a pedigree that you don't land on your knees. It's a sit out pedigree.
Yeah,
that's what it is. But yeah, Tommaso Ciampa is the brand new NXT champion.
Pettigrew.
Pettigrew?
Pettiground? Pettigrunch.
Moving on. Lucha Underground.
Double underhook sit-out facebuster.
That's fine. Big news right off the bat. Probably the most important news on the entirety of Lucha Underground. Doctors have indeed saved the leg of Famous B.
Oh, thank God.
Famous B is fine. You can send your well wishes to 423-GET-FAME. That's 423-GET-FAME. Yeah, you can send your well wishes, and he will hopefully be back to Lucha Underground very soon. But we open up with Jake Strong defeating Sammy Guevara. Sammy Guevara really putting his name on the map here in Lucha Underground.
Yeah.
Taking that Daredevil style we expect to see from the High Flyers on Lucha Underground. And, you know, it was a cool moment, but he still lost to Jake Strong. And then Jake Strong ended up taking his vest. Jake Strong is still stealing stuff from people that he beats. Matanza sacrificed Vinny Massaro, the pizza guy, and the pizza all at the same time. And then, yes, as you alluded to, we did have the Battle Royal last week to determine who would be ejected from the Gift of the Gods match, which was Mil Muertes.
Yeah, but 7-part down to 6.
Yeah, so this week, Mr. Cueto Senior,
Big Papa Harry Cueto,
Antonio
Banderas.
Yes, Antonio Banderas is Antonio Cueto. He decided to change it up a little bit more. He decided, rather than having 6 people compete, I only want 3. And the way we're going to decide which 3 is we're going to have a 6-person tag match, or a trios match, in which the only people that really got paired together were Son of Havoc and Ivelisse. They decided to choose the MAC, which put Desmond X, Dragon Azteca Jr., and King Cuerno on the opposite side. We had a trios match in which, in the end, Cuerno hit Havoc with a Thrill of the Hunt after Havoc was running roughshod over most of the match.
Well, Mac, Ivelisse, and Havoc were thoroughly in control at the end. It just was, you know, an off chance that he didn't get to hit that shooting star.
Yeah. Cuerno ends up picking up the win for his team, and then before we get to our triple threat match, Mil Muertes actually comes out and immediately goes for the MAC due to him ejecting him from the match. Son of Havoc tries to get involved. He ends up getting taken out by Killshot unintentionally. As Killshot was watching from the top of the stairs, he runs down and tries to hit a knee on Mil Muertes, who moves out of the way, and he just knees Son of Havoc right in the face. And then Killshot ends up getting taken out by Mil Muertes as well. So not a good night for the Trios champs, but it was a good night for Dragon Azteca Jr., who defeated Desmond X and King Cuerno in that triple threat with a top rope rolling prawn hold on Desmond X. He is now the Gift of the Gods champion and has a guaranteed Lucha Underground title match. But before Lucha Underground went off the air, we had a very interesting segment where Mariposa was helping Marty focus on what he truly wants, rather than Melissa Santos or apparently pulling the teeth out of Pentagon's head. What he really wants, apparently, if you put Melissa Santos and Pentagon's teeth together, you get the Lucha Underground Championship.
Don't think that's how it works. But
that's how it works in the Moth House.
The Moth House.
I don't know what else to call it.
Moth House.
That was Lucha Underground. This is the midweek wrap-up. Kevin, what did you like about the midweek?
You know, as obscure as it is, and I don't think I've ever given this my like before, I'm giving my like to the post-Lucha Underground credits scene.
Okay.
Yeah. You know, I'm a big fan of the Moth Tribe.
Oh, yeah.
So,
I mean, Marty really came into his own. You were already a big fan of Mariposa when she was announced to be in Lucha Underground. This is an interesting storyline, though.
Yeah. Well, you know, I was kind of wondering where Marty was going to start to fit in.
Right, because he
hasn't really done anything.
Yeah.
He was in the Aztec Warfare, and then
I think that was it.
Yeah.
I think that's the only thing. Apparently he's been sleeping at home the whole time.
Yeah.
For like 5 weeks. Sometimes
long time.
He's hibernating. That's what it is.
Moths hibernate. Did you know that?
Did you know Bianca Belair is undefeated?
I did.
I now know she is undefeated and that moths hibernate. You learn shit from pro wrestling.
But
I really liked the whole Undisputed Era kind of being surrounded situation. I like the fact that Mustache Mountain are starting to come back into the tag team situation. I'm glad that War Raiders are getting pushed into it. I love the banter between Adam Cole and Ricochet. Ricochet's just got a really good way of just talking trash to people. Him and Velveteen Dream did a fantastic job.
Ricochet is an authentic trash talker.
Yes.
Because, like, don't get me wrong here. Like, there's nothing wrong with Ricochet, but he doesn't have a gimmick.
Yeah, he's
the one and only.
He's just Ricochet.
Yeah, he's a dude who flips.
Yeah,
and so he doesn't have like characteristics to stick to. So he just kind of trash talks you like
a regular dude.
Yeah, like your friend would trash talk you at like a pickup basketball game. Like,
yeah, he essentially, like, if you and I were to trash talk each other.
Yeah.
I still think Ricochet does it better than we do, but he gets paid to do it. So, I'm super excited to see what the whole situation builds up to leading into NXT TakeOver Brooklyn. I love when multiple people are involved. I'm a big fan of like stable warfare, and this is like the closest thing when you've got a stable like Undisputed Era and they start getting what they deserve after using the numbers game for however long. So.
What do you think of Undisputed Era versus British Strong Style versus Ricochet and the War Raiders at TakeOver War Games this year?
Yeah, I'm down for that. Or because we were talking about it not too long ago. I think if Bobby Fish comes back and they want to do 4-on-4, you could probably... at this point, depending on where he's at, since he's not champion anymore, we could put Aleister Black in there. Or anyone else do Danny Burch. Since Oni's out for a while.
Burch.
Do Danny Burch, Ricochet, and War Raiders.
It's a long time to guess that far ahead. Because that's not until... November. So
yeah, it's usually before Survivor Series. At least it was last year. So, what did you love?
I'll do Aleister and Ciampa.
Yeah,
because we both had mentioned prior to our viewing of NXT that we had been spoiled on the outcome. Of the match. And a lot of the times, that can really deter how much you enjoy a match, especially a high-stakes match like this one.
Yeah.
And I found myself like, oh, this is, it didn't take away from my enjoyment of the match. Some of the near falls still kind of got me.
Oh, yeah.
Even though I knew going into this that Ciampa was going to win, there were a couple times where Aleister had a pin going on after a big move, and I'm like,
You're like, yeah, Aleister's still the champ. Oh, wait, no, I know better than that. Yeah,
it's like, was the internet wrong?
I wish the internet was wrong. I'm fine. I thought Ciampa was going to win. I just, knowing what happens and watching what happens, this is the best case where you can say that is absolutely true. Because, I knew Ciampa was the NXT champion. But watching the whole thing unfold, whether it was the back and forth, like who can hit the most moves on each other between Aleister and Ciampa, or whether it was Drake getting taken out of the match, or Johnny coming in, or that the little crew guy that got hit. There was so many other factors that you could still enjoy and watch the whole thing unfold. So I'm
I want to give major kudos to the match producer.
Oh yeah. Whoever produced this kept us on our toes.
Had a great story.
It was very, very well done.
Kudos to Drake for taking that bump onto the concrete exposed floor.
Yeah,
it's the hardest part of the ring.
That's my dislike. That's the hardest part of the ring.
What about you? What's your love?
My love is actually the very awkward situation we had with Aztec Warfare. I liked the...
You mean the Gift of the Gods?
Yeah. The fact that it was like, originally it's like, okay, everyone wins a medallion, then everyone has a match. Essentially, Antonio turned this into a very bizarre tournament.
Yeah.
Where it was just like, you progressively narrowed the field down. You started with 4...
A 3-match tournament that involves a battle royal, a 6-man tag,
I mean, technically, you started with like, what? There was like 15 guys involved or 15 people involved as far as like the medallion matches were concerned.
Something like that.
Because it was all 2-on-2 matches and then the 1 triple threat match. And then, so it kind of worked its way down there. And it's like, okay, instead of 7, we're gonna have a battle royal to eliminate 1 person. And then we'll have a 6-person tag to eliminate 3. It was a fun way to put a spin on something that we've seen happen multiple times throughout the 4 seasons of Lucha Underground.
Yeah.
So to change it up and to have a fantastic triple threat between Azteca, Cuerno, and Desmond X. Desmond X, same as Sammy Guevara, really cementing his spot in Lucha.
Yeah, both those guys really wanted to make sure that coming out of this episode, you don't forget that they had the high spots of the night.
No, you
literally the high spots.
Well, and
they dove off the tall shit.
Thinking about it, the fact that the person who originally did the big high dive being Angelico, not on this season, somebody had to take that. Somebody had to take that role. Like last season, it was probably Dante and Killshot.
Yeah.
And now to see 2 new younger guys coming up and try and take that spot, it's really cool, and it adds a new bit of flavor to the Lucha Underground roster, while still being classic Lucha Underground, which is cool. Did you dislike anything?
I guess the only things that I could dislike are just personal preference things.
The things you would have done different?
Or, just things that I wanted to happen that didn't happen.
Like Cuerno winning?
When it came down to the triple threat, I wanted Cuerno to win. Obviously. Huge Cuerno fan. Not a fan of Cuerno's trunks.
No, you like the long tights.
I like the long tights, Cuerno with his hair tucked nicely under the hood.
You want...
Implied
bald.
I want season
not
2
implied
back.
Implied bald, not implied nude. King Cuerno.
Just throw up a graphic of implied nude Tommaso Ciampa.
Well,
that's weird.
I'm sure
that, or the fact that going into it before we knew it was going to be a 6-man tag, I really wanted Ivelisse to win. So.
Oh yeah. And we kind of set who we thought was going to win last week, and Ivelisse was your top bill.
Yeah.
So all in all, would you have rather gone with Ivelisse, or would you have rather gone with Cuerno?
I don't know. I mean, like in full, I'd rather would have had Ivelisse win.
Okay.
But yeah, no. Given the choice out of the triple threat that it turned into, Cuerno would have been my pick to take it. This kind of makes sense though, because he's had the Gift of the Gods championship before, so give it to somebody new.
That's fair.
What about you? Do you have anything that you dislike? I know one thing you're going to dislike next week.
It depends on how that goes.
Kona Reeves is going to be on, so.
See, I don't dislike when he's on, especially if he's going to be getting the shit kicked out of him by EC3. I'll be just fine with Kona Reeves being on TV. If he wins, it might be a dislike. No, I think
if he wins, it's going to be because of Velveteen Dream.
Yeah, that's true, because they did refer back to Night 2 of the UK tournament. I think my only real...
Which was a really weird thing, because they had no actual reason to show that clip, because it didn't really context tie into what was going on storyline-wise.
Yeah.
It's just... It was just some really awkward foreshadowing.
Yeah, a little bit.
I wonder who EC3 is going to fight at TakeOver.
Yeah, speaking of awkward, I felt the promo back and forth between Shayna and Kairi was very awkward. Maybe, it might be the combination of Shayna not being the best promo, Kairi not being able to speak as well English, and then William Regal cowering in between both women. It was just the whole scene was just real awkward. You know,
I just felt like it was thrown together really quickly.
Yeah, it seemed like I was like, oh yeah, we need to have some more banter between Shayna and Kairi. So hey, we're at the PC, let's do this thing over here, and because they were essentially in a room at the Performance Center.
Yeah, they were in Regal's office.
Yeah, which I believe is actually like the war room at the PC, where like the whole creative team kind of gets together and talks about TV and stuff like that. Because I'm pretty sure I've seen that room on multiple WWE specials.
Probably.
But yeah, it was just Shayna's promo saying the same thing. Kairi kind of like pigeonholed into saying the same thing over and over again, even to William Regal after the fact, and then William Regal not really being able to like get heavily involved. It was just It was a very awkward segment. I did like the Candice and Shayna thing afterwards, but yeah, the Shayna Kairi situation. I'm excited for the match because I know the match is going to be good because the Mae Young Classic finals were great, but the promo could have done without.
Yeah, I have a feeling that the Candice thing is going to extend out past TakeOver.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, it could just end up being a way to fill in another Shayna match between now and TakeOver. Because there's still, 3 more weeks?
The 19th of August is SummerSlam, so the 18th will be TakeOver. So we got
2 or 3 more episodes of NXT. So we could shoehorn in another Shayna Baszler, Candice LeRae match. But I think, and I don't even know if this was intentional because it wasn't even announced at the time when they did the tapings, but we could potentially see Shayna retain the title at TakeOver Brooklyn and defend it against Candice LeRae at Evolution.
Yeah, I'm actually, just based on how they were going about it, I feel like Kairi will win, but it's going to be a DQ or a count out or something of that nature, to where Kairi wins but doesn't get the title, doesn't get the glory over Shayna, and then I could definitely see Shayna versus Candice at Evolution, absolutely, because that'll be just a couple months after SummerSlam.
Yeah.
So that being said, this has been the midweek wrap up. This has also been episode 209 of the Wrestling Rundown, guys. Thanks for watching.
Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe.
Click the links down below.
There are a lot of social media links.
There's also a podcast link.
That's the one that says SoundCloud.
And there's also Reasonable Wrestling Fans.
It's Reasonable with a W. Like wrestling.
Where there's a list with Kevin Hawk.
It's me.
It's Question of the Week with Thomas Wolf.
Not me.
Some other videos that we're looking to upload very, very soon.
Potentially
There's also some unboxing videos. You can check out our unboxing video from last week. Did we choose the WWE Slam Crate, where we got this cool little Braun Strowman guy, or did we stick with Pro Wrestling Crate, where we got Tetsuya Naito Micro Brawler? You have to find out. Check out the Battle of the Boxes. There's other videos that are loosely based around wrestling. But for now, guys, thanks for watching, and we'll see you at whatever video you decide to watch next.
You know what we should post over on Reasonable?
What?
10-hour loop of us just saying,
fuck Modus. That would probably get views.
Yeah.
Let's try it now. Fuck Modus.
Fuck Modus.
Fuck Modus.
Fuck Modus.
Fuck Modus.
Fuck Modus. Fuck Modus.
Fuck Modus. Fuck Modus.
And just loop that for 10 hours.
Yeah, fuck Modus.